51 The Cost of Surrendering Freedom. April 18, 1944. My German friends. Something has gone wrong in Germany. Not for the first time today, but rather for a series of generations. Surely you will all concede that something has gone wrong in this war. If we ask why, then there is no doubt what answer we must give. Something went wrong in Germany long before the war. It wanted to recoup its losses in the First World War and began a policy of attack. It was misled through political and military successes into an indescribable self-confidence and turned the world into its enemy for the second time in a generation. Germany lives again between two world power groups. It was a false pride to attack both. The world is so structured that when Germany bursts forth beyond its natural borders, it will be thrown back by the remaining powers. Blind megalomania overstepped these borders and provoked fate. But how has it come to be that such megalomania has come to rule in Germany? It was the conquest of Germany by the National Socialists. When they had conquered Germany, they made preparations to conquer the world. Had the German people not been defeated by them, the Nazis would never have been able to prepare for world conquest. The German nation as a whole, its leaders and its masses have not resisted, and that is what went wrong in Germany. Some were too weak, others were too apathetic. Still others were too foolish. They didn't believe that the Nazis would take their own principles seriously. Still others saw what was taking place but gave money and the means of power into the hands of those by whom they, in fact, were used. But we ask further, how could it come to that? It was the inability of the German people to tolerate freedom. The German people didn't know what they should do with their freedom, and they did only one thing with it. They did everything to lose it again. They despised and squandered their freedom and threw themselves into the hands of the most evil tyrants. But something must have gone wrong long before. And so it did. The German people never carried out a great freedom struggle as most of the great peoples of the earth have done. They've always shown themselves to be submissive to their princes and high rulers. They've preferred to submit rather than accept the risk of freedom. While the other nations liberated themselves, the Germans remained subjugated. The upper middle class aspired to be noblemen rather than free people. The civil servants preferred to have security rather than the right of free persuasion. The officers preferred human machines to true human beings. That is what went wrong in Germany over the centuries. And when the great German poets and thinkers spoke of freedom, they didn't have in mind the freedom to determine the destiny of one's own people. Rather, they were concerned with the freedom of thought one can have even in chains. That is the ultimate foundation of everything else that went wrong, but that also shows how everything can become right. Namely, by the German nations fighting its way to freedom, by throwing off Nazi tyranny. Even the frightful defeat of this war would be a stroke of good fortune if it made Germany dependent on itself. And if, after defeat, something would go right in Germany.